Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, Professor Wan Hasrul and students of the Operation Management and Supply Chain Universitas Erlangga. Thank you for coming in this session during your weekend. I really appreciate your attendance today in our agenda, which we will learn a lot about the supply chain management strategy towards resilience company. And we have a special guest lecturer today. He is an associate professor from Universiti Teknikal Malaysia Malaka, UTAM, Associate Professor Hasrulnizzam Mahmood. He has some specialization in the research of operation, including lean production, green supply chain, and productive maintenance. Which today, yes, we gratefully have the session to invite you, Professor. Thank you for coming for our session. And then we will talk a lot and learn about the supply chain management strategy toward resilience company, with the context of today's issue, very relevant with some challenges in supply chain management as well, including pandemics, potential war in in Ukraine and Russia, and the rest of and the list goes on. So without further ado, Professor, I invite you to come for the session. Technically, you will have 45 minutes until 50 minutes for the delivery, and it's up to you, Professor, whether you will have question during your session, or maybe at the end of your session itself. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Professor.
Should we start? Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and very good morning to Pak Owi, right, and all the graduate students. Okay. Thank you for inviting me as the guest speaker, and I'm happy to share with you what we are doing right now in Malaysia and among the researcher, especially focused on supply chain management activity. So I will share the slide. Okay. Can you see my slide?
Yes, it is visible,
okay.
Professor.
Okay, thank you, Pak Wi. Okay, basically, the title already amend. Okay, so I love to talk about a global paradigm change. Okay, in managing supply chain resilience for manufacturing company, because I'm from Faculty of Engineering Technology, Mechanical and Manufacturing. So my perspective from manufacturing industry. Okay, and as mentioned by Pak Owi, I'm currently associate professor from Universiti Teknikal Malaysia Melaka, also known as UTAM. Okay, we are public university located in Melaka. Okay, so for those who want to visit Malaysia, okay, please visit Melaka. And we have a slogan as well, Pak Owi. Visit Melaka, consider visit Malaysia. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, so this is my fact and figure. Okay, so I already have over 100 publication, and most of the publication on supply chain management. I also have supervised 83 students, and most of the students focus on supply chain management. Quite struggle, and for your knowledge, Pak Owi, I remember my first day in my PhD, okay, in year 2009. Okay, so I meet my supervisor. My proposal is about lean manufacturing at that time, but my supervisor asked me to amend the title, and why not you focus on supply chain management? So at that moment, Pak Owi and the rest of students, I feel not happy, because I do focus on lean manufacturing. I'm very happy with lean manufacturing. So my supervisor asked me to change and look for supply chain management. During that time, I'm not happy, but now I'm happy because I never expected that during pandemic nobody talk about supply chain management. Even in year 2000, before COVID-19, okay, in year 2019, I went to Japan. I went for ELV management system, okay, ELV end of life vehicle, okay, management system, and we actually I representative of my university, even Malaysia, okay, to look at perspective of supply chains. So, I thankful to my supervisor because asked me to, focus on supply chain management, and I think now during pandemic in Malaysia, the industry, especially in supply chain provider or third party provider, become I consider it bombastic, and more investor looking for supply chain business. Okay, so okay, before we talk about supply chain resilience, let's just to recall all the student or the audience, okay, about supply chains. Okay, so supply chain, okay, there are a lot of terminology. Some they call it supply chain, okay, some they call it logistic. So what is the exact definition of supply chain management? So this is actually edited from internet as well, probably, and the rest. Okay, but I think this is the best definition for supply chain management. Okay, so supply chain management, okay, we have two keywords there. Okay, one supply, another one change. Supply change, okay, and plus management. Okay, we talk about supply, we talk about material, sometimes we talk about inventory, okay, finished good, for example. Okay, so we talk about change is a loop of we're talking about supply chain. In a chain, they have a few components like raw material, supplier, manufacturer, distribution, local rotation, and customer. And most people now, right now, sometimes confused. Even me, during my PhD time, I think the supply chain is for distribution. When I go deeper, I look at, supply chain is not just distribution. They cover a lot of components where all the components very important to industry. Okay, each one of them, weak. Okay, so they will influence the rest of the change. Let's say if the raw material problem, we influence the distribution. If the distribution problem, they will start in manufacturing, and maybe a lot of product, or there are a lot of product cannot be distributed or cannot be sold. So this is not good for manufacturing because all of the components need to survive and need to make profit from the activity. This is what company or manufacturing look for. Okay, so supply chain is defined as the management of the flow of goods. Okay, so they have a flow. Okay, and this is never ending. Okay, so during my time in Japan 3 years ago, talking about ELV, we're talking how to connect customer and raw material. That's why we're talking about ELV, where all developed country actually already discuss about that. What we in Malaysia, I'm not sure about Indonesia, but we in Malaysia really lacking of that. So now people talking about green supply chain management, when the green initiative, actually to connect, okay, to connect customer, okay, with raw material strategy, how to gain, okay, something that already given to customer. Okay, so it include movement of storage, material, work in progress, inventory, finished good, and point of origin to point of consumption. Okay, so supply chain, Pak Awi, I would consider that the supply chain strategy, supply chain resilience or whatever, based on the make or buy decision. If you decide to make or you decide to buy, okay, that influence the final decision for supply chain. If you decide to make, you have to make sure that your staff or your expertise able to meet what have been requested or what have been designed for the product, for particular product. Even if you decide to make or to buy, you need to find the best outsource or the best third party to collaborate with. Okay, what did you learn from this? Okay, so I just go fast because I talk. The event is for 2 hours. When Pak Owi said, "Oh, I do have only 45 minutes," then I to speed up my talk. Is that okay? Pak Owi? But if Pak Owi and all students, okay, all the audience have question, just let me know. I will try to answer. You can stop me, okay, and I can answer the question, okay. Uh, okay, so what did you learn from this? Okay, so we know that, okay, this is a joke lah, okay. So in Malaysia, okay, we don't know which one start first, egg or chicken. How about Indonesia, Pak Owi? Which one start first? I mean, egg or chicken?
This is a very classic question. Maybe the egg first.
Okay, never mind, Pak Owi. So I think, yeah, depend on their language. Okay, let's say if you ask Englishman, okay, they will answer the chicken start first because
Okay.
we call it chicken egg.
Okay.
But in Malaysia we start with
Yeah.
egg, telur ayam.
Telur ayam, telur ayam.
Telur start first, then chicken. Okay, so every this simple chicken value change. Okay, so you talk about chicken. Okay, you talk about farm, chicken, hen, egg. Okay, chick and breeding bird. Okay, so all the stages have very critical decision. Okay, and if you notice here from this photo we have six business operator lah. Okay, first for chick. Okay, so if you look, if you interest on chick or chicken, you need to have poultry farm, and you remember that. Okay, chicken, okay, eat their specific food. Okay, they also they require a specific farm. Okay, because there are a lot of issue regarding to chicken. Okay, so that sometimes if you remember chicken flu, H1N1 from chicken, from bird,
Yeah.
you talk about what virus. Okay, they also influence their business. If you focus on the egg, for example, like this, okay, you need to sustain, or you have to make sure the temperature is under control. Okay, because the different business type will influence the make or buy decision. Okay, so this is basically a common so-called supply chain diagram. Okay, it's not necessarily like this, but most of them are like this. Okay, so we have so we call it upstream and downstream. Okay, so upstream is raw material, how to get raw material, and normally in supply chain management, we need to understand that, okay, like this as an example, for example, in Malaysia we have a big company, like if you know about Ramly Burger, you know Ramly Burger. Okay, we also have Ayam Mas, you know Ayam Mas. Okay, so Ayam Mas, they produce they supply fresh chicken, for example. So they supply fresh chicken, but sometimes after a certain time, okay, let's say after 1 week, okay, there are no buyer for fresh chicken. So what they need to plan something else. Okay, they cannot sell the chicken anymore, the fresh chicken anymore. Okay, they need to transfer the fresh chicken to another product like burger patty or nugget. Okay, sausage. Okay, this, I mean, the alternative for existing product. Okay, fresh chicken. So even they have a lot of demand for, I mean, for nugget, for example, for chicken product, chicken type product. But the problem is now they're difficult to find supplier who meet their criteria, meet their requirement. So what they did, actually, they try to find supplier who have big capacity or have good poultry farm. Otherwise, okay, they plan to have their own poultry farm. okay, to make sure that the upstream activity, raw material, no problem. Okay, so okay, we have case study that we discuss later. Okay, so resource problem, resource development, production. Okay, and all of the activity. Okay, influence finance and investment. Okay, this is another supply chain diagram. Okay, supply chain is not just supply part, they also require product flow, information flow, and fund flow. And all the flow are very critical because if you supply wrong data, they will influence your manufacturing activity in my part. Okay. So what is supply chain value? Okay. Okay, supply chain value, okay, considered as different between what the final product is worth to the customer and the effort of supply chain spent in fulfilling the customer request. Okay, so supply chain value is connected to the supply chain profitability. Supply chain profitability is the difference between the revenue generated from the customer and overall across the supply chain. Okay, this is a better explanation for supply chain value. Okay, so supply chain profit. Okay, to increase the supply chain profit, you must plan the supply chain price and supply chain cost. In other words, you actually, to increase the profit, okay, you cannot, sometimes we are not able to change this SP because sometimes fixed price for the customer. Okay, so what you have actually is to reduce the supply chain cost. The supply chain cost is very critical and very subjective. Sometimes most manufacturing company, for example, are overlook about the supply chain cost. They look for supply chain profit. Okay, yes, they need to understand that they can increase the profit with reducing the supply chain cost. Okay, and today, which our focus on this presentation is to reduce the supply chain cost. Okay, so supply chain involve a very critical decision. Okay, so the most basic decision. Okay, we have supply chain strategic decision and design. Okay, supply chain planning and supply chain operation, and all three phases actually related to the supply chain cost. Okay, if you fail to design, okay, if you fail to have right decision on the supply chain, you actually influence to we increase the cost. Okay, remember that. Okay, in the previous slide. Okay, if you increase the cost, automatically you will reduce the profit. Even if the supply chain cost over the supply SP, okay, so supply chain profit we not consider profit anymore, so we become loss. So profit or loss depend on the cost. Okay, so next is a phase one. Okay, supply chain strategic decision design. The phase one on the structure of supply chain as well as the process detail of each supply chain member we perform. Okay, so normally the strategic decision making, location, capacity. Okay, that's why if you look at most of company, most of especially manufacturing company, most of industry looking for better place, better facilities for them. The location must have good transportation, especially related to port or airport service. Okay, that's why in Malaysia, I'm not sure in Indonesia, and I do believe that in Surabaya also have a lot of port, right? Port, and the port we attract the industry to make decision. Okay, even in Malaysia, Singapore, okay, most industry located to very near to port and airport. Okay, because the mode of transportation is very crucial to them. Okay, this is how they communicate with customer. And now customer, they are looking for just-in-time operation. Okay, no less, no more. Okay, on time, okay, right time at right with specific number, just in time line, and they can manage just in time operation if they have good or mode of transportation system. Okay, so next is supply chain planning. Define the set of policy that run and steer the short-term operation. So most of company, okay, before they make, dealing with a third party or any other country or their partner, so they need to set the policy, because the policy we tighten their business operation. Okay, fit by supply configuration from the previous phase. Okay, this one also I will explain later in case study. Okay, in the case study, we have 5 case study to explain about this. Okay, next is a supply chain operation. Okay, supply chain operation based on weekly, daily time horizon is related to just-in-time operation, as I mentioned earlier. Okay, and supply chain operation, the best now is just-in-time. Why we talk about this is just in time? Right capacity, right quantity at right time. That good enough. Okay, if excess capacity or excess inventory, okay, they will influence many other problem, and this also we explain in the next the next slide. Okay, so this is you need to understand the supply chain process. Okay, we have a circle view. There's a normal process in the supply chain. Okay, so process in supply chain can divide it as a series of circle. It performed as interface between 2 successive supply chain stages. Okay, normally this is the manufacturer. Okay, procurement. Okay, purchasing. Okay, so when you decide to buy, you need to find the supplier, and sometimes you need to develop your supplier. Okay, especially in the localization program. Okay, so we need to see this distributor, and sometimes if you study okay, especially car manufacturer. Okay, so we have a big player like Toyota, Honda. Like before they start manufacturing plant, okay, before they start to have manufacturing plant in the certain company or certain country, they start with distribution, auto distributor. Okay, they send distributor because they want to see these 3 stage are stable or not. Okay, because if the demand is there, okay, so they can have their a manufacturing plan, okay, to assemble the secondary part, because when they have a secondary part assembly in particular country, they can reduce the price, they can enhance their business operation. Okay, so far so good. But I don't know whether I fast or
Yeah,
make
it's understandable,
your expectation.
Professor. It is
Sorry?
very understandable. It is very
Okay.
understandable.
Okay. Should continue?
Yes, please, Professor.
Okay. So the basic of supply chain circle view. Okay. So it's a clearly determined that the process involved and the owner of the each process. Okay. So you need to know that. Okay. This is a procurement circle, manufacturing circle, replenishment circle, customer order. You need to understand that which are you? I mean, which stage you are look for, because every single stage have different critical decision. Okay, sometimes some organization get profit from the customer order. Some company get profit from replenishment circle, and some customer like manufacturing, they look opportunity for manufacturing circle. Okay, that's why, as you mentioned, Pak Wei, in our earlier in our first in our earlier discussion. So when before I start my PhD, I never study about supply chain. But when my supervisor asked me to look deeper on supply chain, oh, I will say, wow, this is a good, I mean, this is a good research field, because we can have a lot of, I mean, opportunity. Okay, even if you are in any stages, okay, you can make profit, okay, from the supply chain process. Oh, I think, oh, that is good enough. I think, and for your knowledge, Pak Wi, I also looking for a place for industrial attachment and looking for vendor development, because I think that after COVID-19, okay, not after, it's not end yet, okay.
Yeah.
The COVID-19 is now
Not yet.
in our surrounding, okay, it's not end yet, okay, but we consider the post-COVID, because they are at no MCO anymore, okay, so people are freely to I mean to have a social activity. Okay, before we have to wear masks, right? So there are a lot of constraints, and I consider that when after understanding the supply chain, okay, so I think that supply chain is very nice, very critical, and very bad platform. And you guys, okay, as a audience, okay, you I think have good opportunity. Even in Malaysia market, all students, especially logistic and supply chain students, have good demand from
Yeah.
industry. Okay, so I skip this one because this is also related to urban. Okay, okay. Okay. I want to talk about this because I have very limited time. I talk 2
Okay. So
hours.
the case, yeah. The case.
But what I will say 45 minutes. Wow.
Yeah. Apologize
Okay.
for the limitation, Professor.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Okay. So in year 2020, okay, the world, global, have been affected by COVID-19. Okay, so during the COVID-19, okay, most of country, okay, globally, okay, do not know what to start, what is the pro and con, okay, so this is very critical, okay. So pandemic sometimes give positive impact, negative impact, okay. And from my study, some industrial gain benefit while the other goes worse. And even in Malaysia, some company totally closed. I mean, no operation anymore during pandemic. And some company growth. They're looking for new employee, offer better offer to new engineer, and that's good. That's good. That's good. So I asked my student, please find a COVID-19 related company, then you can gain, I mean, a lot of profit from that. Okay, so during COVID-19, okay, so our university, even student and staff, do not know, okay, online platform channel. And probably if you ask me to I mean to conduct online like today, I do not know. I don't know. I don't know the way. But today,
Yeah.
most of students, even all staff, have been trained to use online platform. And during the time, a lot of channel or online platform have been introduced. That nice. That's why in my computer, we have my computer, I don't know yours. Okay, we have a lot of platform. Okay, a lot of platform. Okay, so the platform is very critical because they're related to internet and other consequences. Okay, so firewall technology. Okay, so before that, okay, I still remember people talking about firewall technology. Before they are worried because if there any, I mean, lacking of I mean critical information to others. So that's nice. That's nice. Okay, and all of this, okay, I not present all. Okay, that is a good opportunity to all. Okay, even who are involved in electric or ICT research, okay, they look to improve this kind of technology. That's good from COVID. Okay, that's good from COVID. Okay? So the fastening, I mean the boost up. Okay, we expect in next 5 years, but they boost up. Okay, during the COVID. Okay. Ordering system in Malaysia, I still remember I went to Bandung, far away, in 2019, is not mistaken.
Okay,
So
before the
wow,
pandemic.
before pandemic, I see wow, a lot of Grab,
Yeah.
Gojek, wow, very nice, but not in Malaysia. In Malaysia at that moment, only certain area like Kuala Lumpur, okay, and uh, no service, okay, in Melaka, for example. But during a pandemic, during a COVID, wow, very nice. I love that the food system like Gojek. So I learn more. Okay, so before COVID, I think when Malaysia can have like Bandung. Okay, we no need to go out. Okay, we just stand by at home and the food come to us like something like that. Okay,
Yeah.
so during pandemic, there are a lot of new job opportunity. Wow, that is very nice. Well, they also influence, okay, give good positive or good positive impact to supply chain value. Very nice. Okay, very nice. Okay, so new technology for temperature. Wow, very nice, very nice. Okay, so this is good. This is a new supply chain. Okay, value for the customer. And remember that supply chain is not just a look. Okay, they also learn about what customer want or what the market look for. Okay, if the company not able to see or predict or forecast what the customer look for, which is related to certain critical time, so they may not able to compete with others. Okay, so wow, the new invention for smoke, a lot of wow. I think this is very nice. Okay, that is very nice. Okay, and I think I think this is lucky to you. We are lucky because we survived. During the pandemic, because we can see a lot of technology being invented during the pandemic. Okay, so this one, okay, very nice. Okay, so if you're talking about new technology, so people talking about vaccine logistic, how to handle the vaccine. Okay, so good opportunity to supply chain system as well. Okay, new shopping, there's a new approach. But lately, Pak Owi, in Malaysia, the approach, not as pandemic. People prefer to visit the mall. I don't know, maybe to I don't know, to to window shopping, for example. Okay, to hang around with the family. Okay, sometimes in most of more in Malaysia, they have playground. So I think there's a good time to have some break and send the kid to playground, and they can have window shopping. Okay, so I don't know, but during the pandemic, wow, this is very nice. And most, I think, most of industry or big player in retail have this kind of apps. Okay, so what did you learn from this? Okay, so there are pro and con. Okay, but what happened to travel ban? Okay, some aircraft, I think most of aircraft, even most of the transportation service, okay, been banned. Okay, been banned. And what happened, this is a perspective from a manufacturer. Okay, so what happened, okay, this is one of case study. Okay, get to know the industry. There is an aircraft manufacturer. The aircraft manufacturer rely on airline. If the travel ban, they affect the global supply chain network for aircraft manufacturer. Okay, the global supply chain network. Okay, this is an example of A320 family workshop. Okay, so this there's a aircraft has big and very complex manufacturing. Okay, so aircraft normally they just not this does not offer the service. Does not offer this. Normally big actually the main player like Airbus or Boeing, they just not simply offer, okay, like oh Malaysia, you can supply to, no, not simply like that. Okay, normally they have G2G, government to government, okay, agreement. Because okay, they say, because in the world, Malaysia, not Malaysia Airlines, most of the airline belong to government, GLC company. Okay, and that's why when they want to sell the aircraft, normally they will have signed a G2G agreement, and from G2G, they will I mean award the business to GLC company in the country. So Malaysia, okay, we have CTRM, we also have ACM. Okay, so the ACTRM located in Melaka and produce, I mean, almost 100 components for Airbus, especially for wing part. Okay, so what happened? Okay, is okay if the manufacturing reduced 40% of their supplier, what happened to them? Okay, remember in our earlier slide, okay, we're talking about supply chain cost and how to make profit. If you the manufacturer, what you plan to do, Pak Wee?
Minimizing cost as how to decrease the operational or labor cost, probably layoff.
Okay, lay off. If you one of them, are you happy? Okay, that's the challenge, Pak Wee, because we dealing with people. Okay, so we know how they do struggle to survive. Okay, we cannot simply decide, I mean, any decision which is not good for them, but good for us. But you need to plan the win-win situation. Okay, so this is what we call it supply chain resilience. Okay, supply chain resilience is the adaptive compatibility of the supply chain to prepare unexpected event like COVID. Okay, like COVID, respond to disruption and recover from them by maintaining continuity and operation at the desired level, containers and control over structure and function. There are a lot of definition on supply chain resilience, but this is the best for me. This is best for me. Okay, this the red one actually. If you prefer to the red one, I mean you have high risk. That's why you need to plan to have another red ring. Okay, because if you have many alternative, if you have many plan, that's good enough for your industry. Okay, so why supply chain resilient? Okay, market globalization. Okay, if you remember in year 2000, so in year 2000 also called as millennium. What happened to that year? Okay, most country, sorry,
I remember Y2K.
So most people think about globalization. Before that, nobody talk about globalization. So what is globalization? And today, I think there are no boundary anymore. We can buy any product. If let's say if some company not able to sell at the specific, I mean, cost, nobody, they has option in other country. So country is not the main issue anymore. As long as the company can deliver their material. Even I have one my colleague or my classmate. Okay, he have a company. Okay, the product is a ship aluminium boat. Okay, and I asked him, okay, most of the material from where, something like that. Okay, so he said that okay, most of the material, especially aluminium part, are from Russia. Russia. I think why Russia? Because in Malaysia we also do have
we have a lot of aluminium mining.
So he say they have tried a few, but the Russia is the best.
I see.
Oh, okay, but that's not Russia or I mean matter book, but I was talking about globalization. Okay, so if you're not able to supply, you have to worry because your customer can have another option. Okay, is if the reputation of your company drop, they will influence other customer to like critical decision. Okay, so fluctuating market, okay, accelerated technology, okay, and all this one, okay, we discuss later. Okay, this is a popular issue. How long I have? What way?
Okay, 5 minutes.
5 minutes. Yeah.
Or maybe
Okay.
if you want to
Okay.
extend, we are okay
Okay.
with.
Can I ask for 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Thank you for away. Okay. So today, especially in manufacturing as a supply chain, okay, price. Okay. So cost overview, cost plus profit become price, and now price is not yours. Price sometimes been determined by customer. Okay.
Exactly.
The
Yeah.
profit based on the target cost. Reduce cost, increase profit. Okay. 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 Switch strategy for supply chain resilience. Okay. First, port management complexity. If you study the port, very complex. Okay. I don't know Indonesia, but in Malaysia, very complex. There are a lot of agency involved. Okay.
Yeah. The same
Sometimes
with us. Same with us.
sometimes if they want to make a custom clearance, it take time. It take time. So what happened during pandemic, even now, most company looking for third party. Okay, third party. I also have one company, manufacturing company. Okay, let's say this company. Okay, so they plan to expand their business lah. Okay. This one consider warehouse. Okay, so this is a third party. Okay, like third party. Before this is very critical. Okay, for them, the A company, the B company, for example, A company have difficulty to receive their supply. Okay, so B understand what A facing. Okay, they offer logistic service. Okay, so sorry. Okay, so what they offer. Okay, so A no need to expand their plantation. Okay, so they just reduce the size of warehouse. Okay, before this they plan for one month. Okay, but company B, okay, consider, okay, we can deliver to you based on your daily or weekly. Wow, that's good enough for A. This is one of the strategy in supply chain resilience. Okay, what company A need to do is to supply bill of material or bill of quantity to B. So B just ready. So B promise they will manage all the port management complexity. So I want to tell you that based on the port management complexity become business for B. This is one of the supply chain resilient, okay, strategy. So what happened? Okay, this is case study number 2. Okay, we have 6 minutes.
Okay, Professor. It's depends on you as well. So we are okay with your delivery.
I follow your time because I have a lot of idea, Pak Wi.
Yeah.
Because this is my research expert. Okay, so case study number 2. What happened to Honda? Okay, Honda in Malaysia. Okay, so if you remember, before they move, okay, they have plan, okay, manufacturing plant in Malaysia. They start to distribute, and I don't know, people in Malaysia love to buy Honda car. I'm not sure about Indonesia.
Indonesia most likely Toyota and Honda.
Toyota. Okay, in Malaysia, Toyota, even Honda. Well, I think most of I mean resident have one. Okay, only me lah. I don't prefer other type of product. Okay, because they are too common. Too common. Okay, so why I choose Honda as a case study? Okay, for your knowledge, Pak Owi, 10 years back, okay, so when Honda moved to Malaysia, okay, not moved to Malaysia, introduced the new plant in Malaysia, okay, they export the CKD part.
Completely knocked down.
Completely knocked down. Okay, so last 10 years, 60% of CKD part made in Malaysia. So, and last year, and this year is not mistaken, 60 plus. It means that most of the asset engine, most of the part developed or made in Malaysia. Why they choose this localization, product localization? Because to reduce supply chain costs. So by reducing the cost, for sure they can increase their profit. That's a one of this is another example of supply chain resilience strategy. Okay, this is what been discussed in case study 1. Okay, so factory expansion is high cost. If they have option, okay, if the third logistic company, for example, can manage their warehouse, so I think they don't need to expand their factory. Okay, so they can have the third party and with specific agreement, without delay, full commitment and anything, because okay, factory expansion, because we do not know the fluctuate of demand. Okay, so we try to reduce the cost, we try to mitigate the cost by having third party logistic company, for example. So I think the company do not need to have to do the expansion, because the demand is very critical. Okay, we cannot expect the demand. Okay, next, material shortage. What happened to Malaysia? I don't know about Indonesia. I do aware because we have a lot of alumni, Pak Awi, okay, who work with pharmaceutical industry. So when they respond that they are currently not working with pharmaceutical company anymore, when I asked why, so they told me that, we actually having problem on material shortage. This is very critical. Okay, this is very critical. So material shortage, you need to plan as well. Okay, because material shortage we influence the supply chain resilience strategy. Okay, next, okay, fluctuation of demand in Malaysia after the MCO, no MCO, the COVID become slow down. Okay, become slow down. Okay, so we see that like mask, okay, glove have low demand. Okay, so there is a risk. Okay, and they have to understand that the fluctuation of demand is very critical. Okay, and they also influence the supply chain, the resilient strategy as well. I think that's all, Pak Awi. Okay, I stop here. Okay, I'm sorry because I've been told that I have 2 hours. Okay, today
sorry for the misunderstanding.
But the slide is already end the discussion for supply chain resilient. And for conclusion, supply chains is now a new strategy. Okay, and you guys are very critical to global industry. Okay, we cannot expect Indonesia or Malaysia or other country because we are work with global. We work for global. Okay, so if you can have better supply chain resilience strategy, I think you actually already have a good alternative, okay, to make your industry survive for a longer time. I think that's all for the speech. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much, Professor Wan Hasrul, for your insightful delivery. It's not only talking about the concept and the theory, but you give a lot of practices and evidence from the concept itself. I will invite the students. Do you have anything to discuss related to the case or probably the concept as well, including if you have any issues with our supply chain phenomena in Indonesia? Meanwhile, Professor, maybe I will ask first to you. Thank you for your delivery. It is very wonderful, and I just realized that you are from engineering itself. Just like me, I have no basic background in supply chain previously, but now I'm a lecturer in operation as well. My question is, do you have any recommendation or maybe signs for the company who are able to compete with in the industry with their supply chain resilience strategy? I mean, like, what are the most significant signal or performance for them that we can identify that yes, they have resiliency in their process, in their business process, let's say.
Thank you,
most likely,
Pak Wi.
probably it's in the internal process, right? So we cannot definitely look further in the company. But what are the signs? What are the indicators?
Okay. Thank you, Pak Wi, for the question. Very good question. Okay. And if you ask me, okay, I do prefer you to back on basic. Okay. You need to understand the product value change, and you need to understand what kind of strategy that able to reduce the supply chain cost. If the activity increase the cost, it's not good. Okay. Sometimes the third logistic company, for example, they have a lot of offer, but sometimes if the offer not good for business, for company, you cannot accept that. And so internal or external depend on the cost, depend on your business expansion. Okay, depend on the, if you remember in our in the slide, okay, I show you. Okay, yeah, what I mean by basic. Okay, okay, this is what I mean by basic. Okay, sorry. Okay. 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 If you have no problem with the component, then okay. Okay. If you fail in any stages, that's problem. You need to ensure that all of the component, I mean, good enough. That's why when I learned Japan, Taiwan, even Korea, even China, in Malaysia, they have good networking among themselves. So normally parent company, parent company, big company, okay, they plan to have their supplier, sub branch, okay, sub branch to become their supplier, and the sub supplier have their sub supplier.
Yeah.
And the parent can manage all the main component, because if there any material shortage during the operation, problem. That's what I study in Malaysia. Okay, and when I ask how you survive, okay, not because normally, okay, in other country you can survive in the country, in your country, but what is the strategy to survive in other country?
Okay.
Where the parent company is not in the original country. That's the challenge.
Thank you, Professor. We have a question, Professor, in the Zoom chat box, if I may to read. Okay, from Aurora Rafida. Good morning, Professor. I would like to ask a question. I have a friend's father that works at port as a stevedore, and during the pandemic, especially the late period, his company is in a fairly stable condition, even if the profit company might has been cut. I'd like to ask if there is any other strategies for a port company to survive during the pandemic, and how would it affect the future of company? Thank you for your time.
Oh wow. Thank you for the
Okay,
thank you
very specific
for
port management strategy.
uh,
Yeah, Aurora.
okay. Okay. The strategy is how to win the customer.
How to win customer.
If you have, I mean, better offer, which is meet the customer requirement, that's the best. Because nowadays customer have many options. And why, in among of the option, why they need to have you? Okay. So there are no specific answer for this. So because if you ask me the strategy because if you can offer, because sometimes the customer never aware you in the business.
Yeah.
You need to, I mean, make it visible and let them aware about you, and let they feel that, oh, without you they cannot survive. Something like that. Okay, I don't know. I'm answering the question or not, but this is a offer related to offer. Okay, we cannot stick on the traditional way or conventional way. We need to find the alternative, which is meet the customer new requirement. Okay, and you need to alert. Okay, and you need to understand which offer are the best to customer. Okay, so in manufacturing, for example, in manufacturing, there are I mean, a few common criteria. For example, quality, delivery, okay, cost.
Cost.
Okay, if you're able to meet the basic need of customer,
I see.
I think customer will look at for you. Okay, because in the past, I mean, during pandemic, before pandemic, people will not prefer to have, I mean, some like food rider. Okay, but after pandemic, during pandemic, oh, they realize that, oh, this is good opportunity. Okay, we cannot stick at conventional way anymore. We can we need to think out of the box, something like customer prefer. Okay, so I think that's all. Thank you for
Yeah.
the question.
Thank you. I hope it answer your question. Anyone else? Students, for the context of supply chain resiliency. Okay. Professor, do you notice if in Indonesia today, so we have also an issue with a pharmacy industry, Professor. So there was a shortage in the supply of some basic components of the syrup. Let me share the screen.
Okay.
Some the suppliers for the pharmacy industry, they try to use illegal ingredients,
Okay.
and it resulted with a significant amount of victims, especially for the kids and the toddlers. What's on your take in this issue? While the supply chain itself is, part of the supply chain itself is not really control their quality.
Wow. I don't know how to answer this question, but depend on. I think the enforcement agency should play their role. Okay, so this is very critical. Okay, and the agency or the authority need to serious about this, because they may affect and I mean have a doubt. I mean, sometimes when this problem happen, so people sometime after this maybe not believe on the
Yes.
pharmaceutical product anymore. That's not good. That's not good. So if they not believe on the local product, so they look for international other country product or international product. When this is happen, so that's not good. That's not good. And so I
the
don't know.
enforcement
I
for
can't
the
answer that. I
okay.
can't answer this part of it because this is beyond to my. But the authority and the agency must play the role,
I see.
and
I
that's
see.
the best.
Okay, the law enforcement, Professor.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe one last question, Professor, from the Kamila Kusuma Windra. Okay, thank you for the very useful lessons that have been given. However, I have a question regarding supply chain resilience. What aspects are needed to build supply chain resilience? For example, as it is said, there will be an economic recession, and of course, property companies will be very effective because property is not the top priority in a recession. And can all uncertain conditions be minimized with supply chain resilience system?
So,
Okay.
okay, thank you for the question. Lot of question, 3 questions in 1 question. Okay. Okay, first question. What aspect need to build supply chain? Okay, as I mentioned earlier, you need to understand the scenario. Okay, you need to understand what new customer look for, what the environment or scenario look for. During pandemic, they look for a lot of something that never have a lot of demand before we and today when industrial 4.0 come in, okay, most of company look for new technology because some investors, some manufacturer, they never believe on human anymore. Okay, that's why they introduce robot. Even in Malaysia, I'm not sure others. Okay, in Malaysia, some company introduce smart manufacturing line, where in the smart production line, they only have very limited number of people. Okay, so talking about what aspect need to build supply chain resilience, you need to understand. You need to understand, you need to catch up, and you need to have forecast. What been shared by Samsung team member, okay? They already have planned for 10 years. 10 years, okay? Let's say now is 2022. They already have planned for 2032. Okay, but they need to structure the project, okay? Okay, they need to make sure that Samsung able to beat all the market leader, for example. When talking about handphone, for example, they already have, okay, 10 years projection for Samsung Android. So but they need to have strategy. They cannot introduce all, okay? They plan by pace. Okay, so let's say next year, what is the main competitor? Okay, like Apple, like Huawei. Okay, so they try to meet. I mean, win. I mean, they have they not to win to make it obvious. Okay, at least they can win one of the features. That good enough. That good enough. Okay, they have 10 years plan. Okay, but they need to study the competitor as well. If the competitor, I mean, introduce like, oh, they expect this technology in next 2 years, but the competitor introduced this years. So they need to have, I mean, better strategy to win the market. But if you study the Samsung Android, for example, they win they beat the market, global market. But what happened on Note 7? So what happened to Note 7? I still remember when you if you have Note 7, you need to declare at airport.
Yeah.
And because so they have strategy, but they never I mean expect that Note 7 become their their virus lah for their business.
Yes,
So
disadvantage.
so the aspect, so you need to think beyond. I mean, you need to think beyond. Okay, even in research, for example, in university, you need to think beyond. You need to think. You need to study the trend. The trend is, I mean, the future. If you can see the future trend, is good enough. Yeah. And today in Malaysia, we're talking about crypto money, and sometimes I mean, blockchain. So that one is a new aspect in the business relation, and you need to understand how they can accept the system. Okay, and can all uncertain condition can be minimized? Okay, you can be minimized if you have good data. Certain, if you ask me uncertain, I also have no answer because uncertain. When you talk about the
question. It is a research question.
If you can expect that, they become certain. So uncertain. So you need to study the that's why if you study the automotive industry, okay, so if the car still have demand, they maybe not to launch the new generation of that product. They just do the facelift until the demand is declined. They introduce new brand, new generation. So like Honda, okay, Toyota, even European car has same strategy. Okay, they beat each other. Okay, so in Japan, for example, they have 3 big car manufacturer for domestic: Nissan, Toyota, Honda. So they compete each other. Okay, so when the demand all of the, I mean, all type car, let's say CRV, for example, because I already showed the CRV. CRV have 6 generation, is not mistaken. And before they move one generation to one generation, they study their demand. If the demand become decline, so it's a trigger them to introduce new generation of the car. Okay, if the car, especially in Malaysia lah, Honda City, in Indonesia call what? Honda City. Okay, Honda City in Malaysia, they call it Honda City in Malaysia. So I'm not sure about it, but the demand for Honda City is very nice. Okay, so you need to wait for at least 6 months to get car. So that's very hot car lah, I consider, because okay, because of the demand, okay, they just do facelift, okay, until demand decline. Okay, then they introduce new generation of Honda City. That's the strategy. Okay, because, and to be honest, Camila, I don't know to read the uncertainty. Okay, but if you want to minimize the uncertainty, you need to study the trend. Even you need to study what, I mean, like Samsung, they already study 10 years. Okay, 10 years. Okay, or at least 10 years, because if they at least next 10 years they can survive. They can survive. Okay, some company they plan just at the specific years, then they do not have plan the future. If they do not have plan for future, that's problem. Okay, another one. Okay, to answer the uncertain condition, you need to strategize. I mean, a product. You cannot rely on single type of product. At least you have a few strategy. If one company, I mean, suffer, another company can support. The how you can survive. I think that's all.
Okay, Camila, I hope it answer your question. Maybe that's the end of our session, Professor. Meanwhile, do you mind if we have a photo session with the rest of students? So, students, would you mind to turn on your camera? So we will have a photo session with Prof. Wan Hasrul. Okay. Okay, please turn on your camera, everyone, and I will screenshot it as part of our documentation. Okay, you guys ready for the first slide, Prof. Wan Hasrul?
Sorry?
Okay, so everyone, in the first slide, three, hang on for a second. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Thank you. Next slide, please. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Thank you so much, Professor, for your time and here and for your knowledge. We will see you again maybe someday in another agenda.
Inshallah,
Okay.
inshallah. Thank you, Pak Owi, and thank you all the audience. I hope you are success in your study. Okay, all the best.
Amin. Happy weekend, everyone. Happy weekend, Prof. Wan Hasrul.
Okay.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.